Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube video. So today, this is my first ever YouTube tutorial on something and I really hope you're going to enjoy it. Of course, after the tutorial, feel free to criticize it and to maybe give me some tips, or maybe you're gonna want me to do some other tutorial because I'm definitely willing to help everyone out. So today, we're going to make a similar animation to this one.
I sit by myself, talking to the moon.
Using only Blender and After Effects. Well, of course, we're going to need a little bit help of Roblox Studio. So let's get started. So for this tutorial, we're going to need Blender, Roblox Studio, After Effects 2024. But also please get the older version of Blender, which is 2.90.1. Also, we're going to need one script for our Blender and two plugins for Roblox Studio. If you can't find an older version of Blender online, you can feel free to check out in the description. I'm going to link everything you need down below. Okay, so when you go to Roblox Studio, you'll want to choose a base plate map, wait for it to load, and then delete the spawn. And then you'll need two plugins, which are already pros, Load Character plugin and Blender Animations plugin. So now you'll need to load your character using this plugin. So write your username and spawn R15. So now you'll need to copy my settings in Transform Origin while selecting your avatar, which is you'll need your position to be 0, 0, 0 and orientation 0, minus 180 and 0. Then, if you have layered clothing, please make sure to remove it because in this tutorial it definitely won't work. So delete it. And if you want headless, so click on head, make the transparency to 1, and then you'll need to delete face. So after you're done, all you need to do is to open Blender Animation. So like click open, then you'll need to select your avatar and then export. So now you'll name it whatever you want. I'd recommend you to name it your username and write with rig and save it. Then after you saved it, you'll need to just delete all those parts which you saw there, and then you'll need to go in Explorer, select your Roblox character, right click on it and export selection. But this time you'll need to name it same thing, your Roblox username, and write without rig. So that is all we're going to need from Roblox Studio, and now we can go to Blender. Okay, so when you're in Blender, you'll simply want to click New File General, and then you'll need to delete these items by pressing on them and clicking X. So now you'll need to go to Edit, Preferences, and install the script which was linked in the description, and click Install Add-on. So when you have done that, you'll need to go to Blender Preferences again, and then you'll need to search RBX Animations and turn it on. And also you'll need to search Rigify and also turn it on. So after you have done that, you can close Blender Preferences, and then you'll need to go to File, Import, and you'll need to import the Roblox Animations rig import. So you'll want to select your Roblox username with rig and import rig data. After you have done that, you'll see this small arrow right in here. You'll click it, and then you'll see your Roblox animations. And then you'll need to click Rebuild Rig and click OK. So after you see these items, you'll need to delete everything which has your name in here. So basically just click it and delete. And after you have deleted it, you'll need to go File, Import, Wavefront, and then you'll need to select your Roblox username without rig. And also, before you import, in geometry, check split by group, and only then import. So after you have done that, you'll need to click on these two squares to make your Roblox character transparent. And then you'll need to select in here, rig, and go to pose mode. So now all you'll need to do is to skip the handle part for the last, and then you'll need to do everything with your Roblox username in it. So basically, if I selected my lower torso right now, I'll need to click it, Alt click holding it, and click on the part which is the closest to the lower torso. Then you'll need to click Ctrl P and click bone, and then you'll need to do everything with all the other body parts. So after you have finished boning all your body parts, then we have handles. So firstly, I'll recommend you to use bone on all the handles which are like on the torso and skip the head. So basically my bow is on the torso, so while I have it selected, I also click out, select on which body part is it, and then I'll bone it. Okay, so now I have only head accessories left, so you're going to click on the last one, and while pressing shift, press on the first one, or in order direction, and then you'll want to click Alt on the head, Ctrl P, and bone. So that's all we're going to need from Blender at this current moment. So you'll click File, Export, FBX, and export it wherever you want, and export FBX. Okay, so now when you're in your browser, you'll need to search Mixamo.com, and you'll need to log in with your Adobe account, or you'll need to create one. But after you are here, you'll need to click Upload Character, select character file, and select the FBX file you exported from Blender. So when you upload it and it's done uploading, it should show you a preview, and you can check if everything is bound correctly. Okay, so now we can see, and as you can see, my character, every body part is moving and nothing is bound in a wrong way. So when you're sure that everything is bound correctly, you click next, next, and here is your avatar in here. So we're doing an edit which requires a sitting animation. So here in search bar, we're gonna search sit. And I usually use this sitting animation because it's kind of looking up, as you can see, if you check from behind. So after you found the animation you like, you'll simply do this in a trim, and then you'll just click download. And in download settings, you'll need to change frames per second from 30 to 60, and download. And after I have downloaded, that's all we're gonna need from Mixamo. So the next thing we wanna do is to go on Sketchfab or any other website which is going to have 3D models, scenes, which would have a window if you're going to do as I do, or something else you like. So when you have the model, then we'll need to go to Blender, and you'll simply need to import the model into Blender. So after you have imported 3D model or 3D scene to Blender, and for example, the daytime doesn't match and you have this type of thing in here which shows an image, you'll need to click on it, and then you'll need to go to material, and then you'll need to open the base color mode and click on open image. And I have saved an image of the moon on my desktop, so when I import it and I'll render the image, you can see there is now a moon in here. But also there's a problem, the lightning doesn't look like it would be at nighttime. So what we'll do now is we're going to go to, I don't remember what. Oh, here we go, to the world. And then we're going to make the sun smaller. And we're going to do sun intensity to 002 somewhere. Now, as you can see, it looks quite dark, and the color of the moon and the lightning it brings, it actually looks quite natural, I'd say. So after you're done with that, if when you're rendering the image and it really just lags or noise, using all the noise, just simply did this one. It just doesn't quite matter. It's just for animations we're gonna need. So the next thing you want to do is to do file, import FBX, and then from the loans you're going to choose the animation you just had. As you can see, your character may have been too big or too small even. So you'll need to check where is your character, and then you'll need to go to delta transform in object, and then you simply need to make the size of the character smaller. I usually try to do like 004, and if it doesn't work, then we do it again. Here we go, 004, 004. And it's kind of too big, so now I'm just gonna make it even smaller. Maybe 002 is going to work. 02, 02. Okay, this actually does look nice, but I think it's a little bit too small, so let's try 025. I really think that should be perfect. Yeah, it does look like perfect. So all now we'll need to do is to basically change the location and try to make it sit on a chair. So I just do it like this. Like this, and then you'll need to rotate it. And then just make sure everything is done correctly. So just like this. So as you can see, after you have rendered it, it's going to be as you're looking at the moon, and you can actually play the video, like for example like this, and you can see the character is actually moving a little bit. Also, if you want to have the glossy effect, which I don't quite remember how to do, but we're going to try to do it. But it should need somewhere like not quite a texture. Oh wait, I think it's in here. When you select everything, there should be an option for you. Here we go. When you select everything, there's in material surface, you can decrease the roughness of your Roblox character and add more metallic effect. Metallic effect basically does so your Roblox character would be more shiny in the render. So for example, if I check how is it rendered now, you'll see that it is a little bit glossy. See, everything is shiny. Okay, so after you're done with that, I don't know about the models you have, but I already had a camera in mine. So you just simply right click, set active camera, and you now can see what you're going to see for the rendered image. And actually I'm going to do the movement of the camera, so you'll need to do is go to output, and you'll need to do the phone scale. So basically the X needs to be 1080 and the E needs to be 1920. Okay, so after you're done and you can already see the sizes, okay, all you'll need to do now is to then move the camera. You'll be able to move it in object again, so you'll simply move, rotate it however you want. I, for example, like to do this type of effect, and I usually like to start from here, so like you wouldn't see the moon at first, but then when the video starts more, you'll be able to see it. So just, also try for the models to not overlap like that, so just try to choose different angle. You can, of course, come closer a little bit until the model doesn't ruin itself. So let me just make myself look more up. And if you render the image, you'll see what you can see. So I don't quite like that you can see the moon yet. So I'm going to go to the camera and do the focal length a little bit higher. And then I'm just going to move my object to the side more. Like this. And then if we can render it, the moon will be barely visible. So that's all we need. So then you'll need to add keyframes for the camera. So as you can see, we're in here, and you can see the animation, right? You can see keyframes. It does look like if you're animating on Roblox Studio. So all you'll need to do now is to do object, and then you'll need to see animation, insert keyframe. So basically it is going to save the location of a camera, and then you can just simply rotate your camera, move it, and then you'll need to add a keyframe again. Okay, so after you're done with the animation, just know that it won't be long, so you'll need to make it a little longer by expanding the keyframes or using all the keyframes possible. So basically, as you can see, it's going slow and then it goes quick. So it's not what I quite need, so I'm just gonna add keyframes to like 700 because it only can slow down the video. But all we need is to simply make the animation look nice in here. So maybe we are even gonna need 500, but just take a look at your audio and it should be good. I usually do the longer part in here. And if it looks good for me, then I'm simply going to use it. So basically 520 is going to be my maximum. So the animation would simply end in there. So after you're done, all you'll need to do is to click render, I don't know what rendering engine you're using, but I'd recommend Cycles. And the device could be a GPU because GPU work a lot faster. So the next thing you're going to do is to simply click render animation. So after you're done exporting your animation, it actually took me an hour to export this one, so it is okay if it can take longer, shorter, so just don't worry. Everything is okay. So as you can see, my output for this video was TMP, which I can actually open the folder now, and I can see that there are a wall animation right in here. So now we'll need to simply create a new file. You can actually choose general, it doesn't quite matter. If you want to save it, you can save it. Then you'll need to simply go to here, the editor tab, and then you'll need to click video sequencer. Then you'll need to do add image sequence, and then you'll need to go to temp, which I don't quite remember where it is, but let's try to find it. Here it is. So temp, and my start frame is 1 and my end frame is 520. So all I need to do now is to select everything in here, and I'll need to add the image strip. So then I need to make sure that my FPS is 60, as I exported it with 60. So then you can actually check how it looks right in here. So as you can see, it's actually in reverse. And my quality is not as good because I exported it with lower quality. You may have exported it with higher one, but I wanted to export it with a little lower one so I could do this tutorial a little bit quicker. So as you can see, everything is okay in here. So now we'll need to revert this video. So I don't quite remember how to do it, but we can quickly try to find how to do it. Here we go, reverse frames. And now when you're going to preview the video, it's actually going to be all good. So as you can see, it goes like this. It is of course kind of slow, but we're going to speed it up. And as you can see, everything is okay in here. So now to make sure that this is not what we get when we render, we'll just simply change the size in here, the scene size. And then we can actually scale our animation if I'm not wrong. Just so you know, I'm sorry for making this type of mistakes because it's kind of confusing for me still. And I'm trying my best to do this tutorial as good as possible. So here we go. So all you need to do is select the sequencer and preview, click on this, go to the strip, transform, and then you'll need to change scale to 1:1. And yeah, there is our animation. So now what you'll want to do is to go to output and output, and then you'll want to maybe change the file location by clicking on this folder icon. Then you'll need to change file format to AVI RAW, and you'll simply need to render animation. And after you have done that, you can already go to After Effects. So when you're in After Effects, you'll want to create a new project, new composition, and copy my settings. Then what you'll want to do is to import your file. First of all, I'm going to import my video, which is going to have a sound in. I would recommend you to do that too, to save a sound and just crop it, or use a sound from already someone who had done the trend. So next thing you want to do is again to import your main file, and that's all you're going to need now. So when you import those two now, you'll want to make if you use the video a little bit smaller, but I'm using it just to make it as similar as possible. So now what you'll want to do is every video starts with fade in and fade out. So fade in, fade out. And the duration should be 4 seconds. So let me just fix that. 4 seconds in here, and this one should have a little bit more. Or maybe I should keep it as 1 second. Oh, I kind of forgot that we got a longer video right in here. Okay, so now we'll need to go to time warp, and we're going to speed up our video a little bit. So that means I'm just going to add like 100 in here. So when it turns, we would already have the video. So let me just speed it up a bit more. A little bit less. Again, a little bit less, like, let's try to 150. Okay, like that. And this one will actually work. So now when it starts to go to here, I'm actually going to add a keyframe for that. So the speed is going to change from here to normal. So we would have a longer animation. Like that. Then you'll want to add a motion blur, and I don't know why, but I really like doing this frame blending effect. I don't know why, but I just simply like to do it, even though I don't think it does anything for me. So yeah. So the next thing you want to do to delete the file which you won't use. So you can then add fade out. Here we go, fade out, like that. And as you can see, the fade in is not in here also. Here we go, fade in here, and then we have fade out. So the next thing you want to do is to add sun rays, light rays, I'm sorry. This here light rays, add it to this clip. You can see there's a small little, I don't know, I like to call it a ball. So what we'll need to do now is to make this look nicer. I really think it's going to look nice like this. Here, like this, and change the intensity to smaller one. So then you'll need to create tracking. So all you want to do is click on this thing near the center, because now we're creating keyframes. So now we'll need to track the moon. So basically in here, it's still like in there. So while it's in there, we're just going to continue tracking it like that. Like in here still. Then right in here. Then when it turns, it goes right in here. So like this. Like this. Then it goes like this. And it simply stays like that. So now we'll need to add an intensity ray keyframe. So now it simply needs to become big. And if I'm not wrong, I need to make radius higher. Like that. Maybe intensity a little smaller. So now when the video ends, we can play with the brightness and with the little bit of softness and radius. Like here is in here. And in here we're gonna continue having a little bit of softness. And then it just turns like that. And then fades out. So now the last thing we need to do is to add text. So what we'll need to do is to do new text, add a sit by myself, like that. You'll need to add it somewhere in here. I'll add it in here. Then you'll want to search for a typewriter effect, apply it to this one, and you'll want to make it go as nice as possible with the text itself and the song. So what we're going to do is to open animator, run spectator. So it will need to start in here and in here somewhere, if I'm not wrong. Maybe a little bit sooner. Right, in here it needs to finish itself. So it starts in here. And this one also needs fade in and fade out. So now what you'll want to do is to copy this and write not sitting by myself, I'm sorry, talking to the moon, like that. And you'll want to move it right in here. So now, when that thing fades out, you'll have this. Just like that. So when you're happy how this looks, all you'll need to do is to go File, Export, add to render queue. This is the best settings I can recommend you to choose, so 𝓛𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼. And in format options, 50 megapixels per second. Megabytes per second, sorry. So when you click OK, choose where you want to export it. I'll export it in here as composition 2. And we'll click render. It might take a while, but it doesn't usually take long for such videos. They're usually easy to render. It really depends on how much memory you have. So, yeah.
I sit by myself, talking to the moon.
So I hope you liked this tutorial. If you did, please make sure to subscribe and leave a thumbs up. If you have a suggestion for the next tutorial, please leave it in the comments. And yeah, thank you for being here with me, and I hope I taught you something new and that this tutorial was easy to understand and you liked it. See you in the next video.